Good morning, YouTube. It's Max. It's currently before work, which is like 5 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. I woke up really early today, and I felt like it would be cool to just, I guess, make a YouTube video before work. And I was just thinking of things in bed, and there's literally no planning going into this because I still have to get ready for work. But I wanted to talk a little bit about just my thoughts growing up with social media. And yeah, so, you know, when the first social media I kind of used, well, I don't even know if this is really social media, but my first experience with like media on like an internet kind of basis with like texting and all that stuff was probably around 2005, 2006, somewhere. I think this was when I was going into middle school, and I got like a flip phone for the first time going into middle school. And I remember, that was like a big deal. Like I remember these were the flip phones where they didn't have any keyboards, it was just numbers. And it was weird looking back on it, where you had to like memorize, like, how there was like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it would be like ABC is on one, and then whatever. And so if you wanted to type in, like, a sentence, you had to like type in A, like, or you had to type like one 3 times to get to C, and then you had to do like, it was just like a very inefficient way of talking to people. But it was like what we had back in the day in 2005, 2006, when you had the flip phone. Um, and I remember, like, you could send low quality, like, pictures in class, instead of like texting people, and instead of like writing notes, we would like kind of use calculators as humor and just type something on the calculator. And that kind of stuff. Like, it was a different time back then in 2005. And I remember in middle school there was like these programs called like AOL Instant Messenger and AIM. And it was basically like this website you could go to and kind of chat with people. And it was interesting looking back on it because they had to be online, and not everyone was always on the computer, so you would like text for a bit, and sometimes you'd be online at the same time, both on the computer, and you could have like a conversation. Or maybe you would go on like a video game, like, I know some of my friends played like RuneScape back in the day, and you could go on RuneScape and talk to people. I think like Club Penguin was a thing. I didn't really play that, but they were like, that was how you like communicated with people back in like 2005. And then 2008 rolls around, and I'm sure like Facebook probably came out before 2008, but I remember it was like designed to fill this niche that was missing from all of our lives at the time. And it was like perfectly designed where you could, update your status, you could, talk with people, you could be friends with people. And it sort of became this kind of popularity contest of how many friends you could have. If you were ever dating someone, you had to post your status that you were dating. Facebook just kind of revolutionized this way of talking to people back in the early 2000s. And I think that's why, it became so popular. Um, and then, I started, you can make like groups, and people started using it in like with school. Like, so for, I was part of like some school like extracurricular clubs, and you would manage the clubs through Facebook. So it was kind of just this thing that everyone's just got really quickly. And this was a time like, I think I had the flip phone, and then I had an iPhone. I mean, not an iPhone, an iPod Touch. An iPod Touch is a lot different than an iPhone. So like the iPod Touch doesn't have like cell minutes or anything like that. Like, this was a time when cell minutes were like limited. And this was also a time where like I distinctly remember like no one was like a gamer back then. Maybe people were, but no one like admitted that they were a gamer. So like when you had the iPod Touch, and you played games on it, I remember feeling like self-conscious about playing games on the iPod Touch in public. Like people were gonna think that I was like a lazy slacker or something. Nowadays it's so common, but just thinking back at like those days where you're playing the iPod Touch and like I don't know, just thinking about where it was gonna go from there and to the present day is kind of interesting to think about. But yeah, so this was a day with flip phones, iPod touches, and then Facebook comes and changes the game of communicating with your friends. Um, and then so I that's how I kind of got into Facebook. And then that was really the only social media app that I used a lot of growing up, like Twitter. I didn't really post statuses on Facebook, so I didn't really use Twitter. I didn't really follow celebrities, so yeah, I don't really, still haven't really used Twitter. I mean, nowadays some people use it for like their own personal marketing, like for a YouTube channel and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really use Twitter, Instagram. I didn't really post a lot of pictures. Or like I remember back in the day, people would post a lot of selfies. I just, I don't know. I feels weird to post pictures of yourself, but like here I am just making videos, so Um, so yeah, Twitter, Instagram, I didn't really use whole lot of them growing up. And then nowadays there's TikTok. That's kind of become like a big thing over the past so many years. It feels a lot like YouTube in a way, where people are just posting videos of themselves, and there is kind of this like cool thing where like it's very approachable and people can get TikTok famous and whatnot. Um, I personally haven't made a TikTok. I don't know if I plan on making a TikTok. There's YouTube Shorts that I make occasionally from time to time, but it's more like I make these shorts just to kind of complement what I'm doing. Like sometimes it's like, oh, that's a funny clip. I'll just, add it to the YouTube channel as kind of like a quick video. Since I'm doing like a 100 video challenge, making like a little YouTube short or uploading a short video is kind of like a cheat card to, get to the 100 videos faster without putting as much effort into it. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about TikTok. It kind of seems like something that some people who use it think it's cringe. Some people who use it swear by it. I don't really know. I don't have a super strong opinion on TikTok. Um, but yeah, those are kind of like the modern things. I think the most like so I don't really use Facebook anymore. I think ever since like COVID kind of came around, one of my goals was to kind of get rid of it. I feel like a lot of people started using Facebook as sort of like this. It sort of kind of felt like echo chambery, if you know what I mean. So like people would post their statuses, but like you really got to see like people's I don't know, like if you're friends with like only certain people and people keep posting the same stuff, it kind of felt like everyone was just kind of spreading the news that they consumed. And what I mean by like that is that with like targeted advertisements, I feel like it really kind of, if you watch something, it kind of is like, oh, you like more of this, they're gonna show you more of that type of content. And I while I think it's good to get like different perspectives on different things and have like a variety of like people in your life that believe different things, 2020 was just a time where that was it was a project kind of managing all that, and you know conversations weren't really conversations. It was really just a lot of pointing fingers. And I mean, this is just like, it was a rough time for everyone. People were losing their jobs, people were dying. It was a really rough year for a lot of people. So I just think that that was the year I got rid of Facebook. And so I didn't really use a whole lot of social media after that except for Discord. And so with Discord, I created this Discord kind of channel, kind of with the same kind of philosophy of what I wanted, Facebook to be back in 2008, where it's like your close friends, just place where you can kind of talk and communicate. And what I kind of liked about Discord was that you can kind of organize the channels, because like sometimes we'll use like text messaging or Facebook messaging, and you'll just start to accumulate all these different channels, and there's just too many conversations, and it gets messy. So with Discord, I just wanted a place where you could kind of manage conversations, and this conversation is about pets, this conversation is about um, video games, this one is about food. And so that's kind of, and you can even have like the voice channel, so it was like a bit of Skype as well. And now people use like Zoom and stuff like that, or Microsoft Teams. But I don't know, Discord just kind of felt like this place, this hub where you could just get like, all your friends in one place. And even then, you could even like kind of, you're all talking in the same vibe. It's almost like a place where people can like meet each other. If you have like friends that, friends of friends, they come into the Discord, and, they start talking about their pets, and you kind of, it's just like an easy way to get, I don't get people to talk to each other, communicate, and maybe even meet some mutual friends, because I also feel like in today's age it's very difficult to um, meet people. um, I don't know, like, what I mean by that is, when I like think about like how I met most of my friends, it was either through like school, or like a job when I was of like a school age. So like if I ever go to like a bar or something, it's not me like going out and meeting people. It's usually me going with a group of friends, and we're talking, and we don't really intermingle with anyone outside of our group. And I don't know, maybe like other people have different bar experiences, but just thinking about like, I never used like dating apps, so I don't know how effective those are. But just thinking about like, if I was single in today's day, how would I like meet people? And it's just a very interesting time to, kind of see how this has all progressed. And I don't know, I guess my point here is just that with the Discord, I think it's just a cool place to like kind of, if you want to like meet people, I guess, and you have this mindset of inviting new people into your Discord who are, mutual friends, that just kind of feels like a good way to kind of start those conversations, through text, and then you can move to like a voice chat. You can play like a party game online with them, and I feel like that's just like how I've been like meeting most people these days, just mutual friends or something, through Discord. I don't know. This isn't really like a point, a video with a point. Just kind of me wanting to talk a little bit about like, I guess, my thoughts on social media throughout the ages and kind of where we are now. And I don't know. It's been an interesting journey. Interested to see, see that was like 14 years ago, 2008. Interested to see what will be in like 2036 in regard to social media. But I guess the takeaway from this is just uh, interesting to kind of see what the thought process was in 2022 on social media, where we were, where we are now, and where we might be in the future. Even though I didn't really talk a whole lot about where we might be, it's just kind of, a video. But yeah, it's time for me to start getting ready for work. So yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye.